Hello and welcome to another BookTube video from me, Lauren, from Lauren and the Books. I'm a bit embarrassed about this big gaping hole. This is where I normally keep my Harry Potter illustrated editions. They're not there, so please try and ignore it. Because I've just looked in the viewfinder and tried to find something to fit in there, and I got all hot and bothered because I was trying to stand things up on here, it wasn't working. But nevertheless, today I'm going to be doing the Netflix book tag. I was kindly tagged in this by Vanessa from Jaboski, who I dearly love, and I love all of her videos. And every time I see one of her videos come up in my watch later, I'm like, in my subscription feed, I'm like, yes, Vanessa. I really enjoy her. She's got great views on books, films. We share a very similar taste in mugs. We're very connected in the mug world. But anyway, enough about Vanessa. Today I'm going to be doing the Netflix book tag, but let's start by telling you what tea I'm drinking. I've got my tea here. Oh, something's just fallen down. I feel like I spend a lot of my time in my videos going, oh, my blanket's just fallen down. This is an anthropology mug, which has got a little L on it. David's got one that's green with a, I don't know what colour, maybe a purple D. It's very hot. But the tea I've got today is my favourite, Barry's tea, brown tea. It is the decaf blend, and the lovely Amy from Amy Jane Smith went to Dublin recently and bought me back a box of this because you can't get this in the UK, you can only get it in Ireland. And she bought me back a box of it, but scarily, we're getting through them, so David and I need to order some. So throughout the year, we'll order like a little bit, we'll order a couple of boxes from Ireland, but it seems a bit extravagant, doesn't it, to be ordering boxes of tea from Ireland all year long. We're not actually going to Ireland this year, so we are going to have to order some at some point. But yes, these are what I'm drinking today. So the Netflix book tag. Netflix is a big part of mine and David's life. We quite enjoy Netflix. And these are all questions based on the sections and categories that you get in Netflix. And I just thought it's a really good tag, opportunity to show you some of the books I've got on my shelf, some of the books I've read, some of the books I haven't read. So the first question is recently watched, the last book you finished reading. So the last book I finished reading was The Handsworth Times by Sharon Dougal. This book was... Minnie's just making her way across here. No, she's jumping down. This was one of the books in the Mothbox monthly box that Mercedes from Mercy's Bookish Musings runs. I will link her channel and her website down below, where you get 2 books from independent authors. This one is from Bluemoose. Having read this and absolutely loved it, I gave it 4 stars. I've since been onto the Bluemoose website and I got 2... paperbacks on there for £10, which is amazing. Like, that's such a bargain. So I've got 2 more books coming from Bluemoose. I adored this. This is set in 1981 in the Birmingham area, and it's about a family called the Agarwals, and something happens to their family, something devastating happens to their family one night, and it's about the reactions of the family to that, and their place in society, and it's just got a bit of everything in there, and I really, really loved it, and I looked forward to coming back to it every time, and I really think this is one I will come back to, and there's people at work I want to give this to, so I was like, oh, I can't wait to wrap this up, because there's people I want to lend it to. But Bluemoose, so impressed with them, and will definitely be, and have bought more things from them, and we'll link their website down below. The next section is Top Picks, a book or books that have been recommended to you based on a book you have previously read. So, speaking of Mercedes, The House Between Tides, a novel by Sarah Main, is a book which says here, this is an echo of Daphne du Maurier's Rebecca in Sarah Main's appealing debut novel, a highly readable debut. So, on the first BookTube meetup I went to, which was in October, this was in one of my favourite bookshops, maybe even my favourite bookshop, Any Amount of Books. And Mercedes said to me, oh, if you like Daphne du Maurier, you should read this, you'll really, really love it. So, yeah, look, there, echo of Daphne du Maurier's Rebecca. David's drying his hair, he has to close the door. So yes, very, very excited to read this, and this was recommended to me as I loved Daphne du Maurier books. Number 3 is recently added, the last book you bought. So the last 2 books I bought, I went to, God bloody hell, this is like a Mercedes tribute video. Mercedes came to stay with me last weekend. We went to Whitstable, and in the bookshop there, independent bookshop called Harbour Books, they had these Daphne du Maurier editions, of which I am collecting. These are normally, I've never seen them for less than book price, which is £8.99, and they were both £3.99 in that shop, which is amazing. So I got the both of them for less than the cost of one, so I feel very excited about that. So they're both short story collections. One's called The Breaking Point, the other one's called The Birds. I like this one because bird spells out birds. And yeah, we'll be getting round to reading some of these soon, perhaps even on Cozy Reading Night, which is approaching. Number 4 is popular on Netflix. So these are books that everyone knows about. So I want 2 that I've read and 2 that I haven't read or I've got no interest in reading. So the 2 that I've read and that everyone knows about are The Tidal Zone by Sarah Moss, which was one of my... Oh, look, I bought this for my sister and I put a little card in it. She's actually let me... I don't own this book. This is my sister's copy. The Tidal Zone by Sarah Moss that I read last year and absolutely adored. And then the next one is The Essex Serpent, which is out and about at the moment. It's been longlisted for Bailey's Women's Prize of... Bailey's Women's Fiction Prize of the Year. Is that even how you say it? The Women's Prize for Fiction. Bailey's Women's Prize for Fiction. Oh, for God's sake, I've made such a hash of that. That's been longlisted. I think it's going to get shortlisted. I don't know if it will win, but I think it's going to get shortlisted. It also won Waterstone's Book of the Year last year. I've just finished this month. There'll be more about it in my wrap-up, but spoiler alert, I gave it 5 stars. I fucking loved it. The two that I haven't read, and I do have interest in reading these, are The Butcher's Hook by Janet Ellis and Another Day in the Death of America by Gary Young. So these are both books that have appeared in my 2017 TBR, of which I'll link below. So last year, when I was watching a lot of... I love watching at the end of the year people's top 10 favourite books. And when I was watching a lot of those, I was like, oh, I've got that book, I've got that book, I've got that book. So I collated all the books that I had that I'd seen appear in that video, in those people's videos, and made a 2017 TBR, which just so happened to have a lovely round 10 books in it. And I've started referring to that pile of books as my slump busters. So if I'm ever feeling like, oh, what shall I read, what shall I read? I know that in that pile of 10 books, there's only 8 in there now because I've read 2 of them, there's going to be something that I'm going to bloody love because people that I know and trust have recommended them. So these 2 are in that pile, and yeah, I'll get around to reading them soon. So 2 books that everyone knows about. Number 5 is Comedies, a funny book. So a book that I've read this month is Helen Fielding's Bridget Jones's Diary. This is the beautiful 20th anniversary edition by Picador. I read this for my book club at work and I absolutely loved it. I hooted with laughter throughout. Bridget Jones is an amazing character. Bridget Jones's mother's an amazing character. Daniel Cleaver's an amazing character. This was written 20 years ago. It could have been written yesterday. I adore it. I think Bridget Jones is one of the great literary heroines of our time, and I just absolutely loved it. And this book also counts for my question 6, which is dramas. A character who is a drama queen or king. Well, Bridget Jones's mother, she's such a drama queen, but she's got it all going on. She's got everything under control, and she just cracks me up in this book. So yeah, that's my answer for question 5 comedies and 6 dramas. Love this, love it. Number 7 is Animated, a book with cartoons on the cover. And I have here Supermutant Magic Academy by Gillian Mackay. This is a graphic novel that David bought me for Easter last year that I haven't read yet. I must read it soon. And it, I believe, is about an academy which has super mutants in it. And it's magical. I don't know how I got that. But I previously read This One Summer, yeah, by Gillian and Mariko Mackay, and really enjoyed it. I like their art style and I just think it's really cool. So I will get round to reading this at some point. I really like the end page on this as well. It's got pizza on it. That's that. And then number 8 is Watch It Again, a book series that I want to reread. A book series that I'm currently rereading, and I've read the first in it, is His Dark Materials. These are the Dark Materials I've got. This was bought for me by one of my dear friends, Dolores, in our first year at university together. She got it for me for Christmas. And then these 2 I got in charity shops. The Oxfam bookshop in Canterbury, which was one of my favourite bookshops. Well, one of the only bookshops, actually, in Canterbury when I was younger. So I've got the whole matching set, which are lovely. Although, however, I was in Foyles yesterday and saw the new copies, and they are lovely. But these just scream like childhood at me. So I've read the first one. I'm thinking of potentially listening to the second one on audiobook and then reading the third one. So that is a series that I am in the middle of rereading as we speak. Number 9, Documentaries, a non-fiction book you'd recommend to everyone. So I've recently listened to the audiobook of Girls Will Be Girls by Emma O'Toole, which is a study on gender and why people follow gender stereotypes and why gender stereotypes are enforced. And it was just, there were so many ideas in there that I had sort of like bubbling at the back of the old head, but just couldn't articulate myself, and I just adored it. I'm going to buy it because I listened to it on audiobook, and it's definitely something that I will go back and listen to again, but I want to buy it because I think it's so important. There's things in there that are so important that I will want to regularly flick to and just reread. I loved it. Best non-fiction book I've read this year so far. How many have I read? I don't know, but it is the best non-fiction book I've read this year by far. Love it. Number 10 is Action and Adventure, an action-packed book. Now, I don't read many action-packed books, so I said this to David, what's an action-packed book? And he recommended, and he read this last year, Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. So I understand that This is a book about a computer game. No, someone who invented a computer game has died and left a prize in this world, and this young lad is trying to get to it, and it's got like loads of 80s references and things like that. I really do want to read it, and I will get around to reading it. I believe they're making a film of it. David adored it, so I will get around to reading it, but apparently very action-packed. Number 11 is new releases, a book that just came out or will be coming out soon. So I've recently just had sent to me from the publisher, Unfuck Your Habitat, You're Better Than Your Mess by Rachel Hoffman. This was published by Bluebird. I believe it's out this month. And this is a book to tell me how to unfuck my habitat. And I really like the idea of this. So it gives you... It relies on a 20-10 system where you do 20 minutes of cleaning followed by a 10-minute break, and no marathon cleaning's allowed. That sounds like something I'm into. And it's just got loads and loads of like tips and things like that. And I'm going to be reading this in April, because April I always imagine is like spring cleaning time. So I'm going to have a massive clean out. No marathon cleaning though, just a mere 20-10 cleaning. And do some of this. So I'm going to use that. So that's going to come in very handy. And now I'm going to have a bit of my tea. Oh God, that pile of books is so precarious. I don't even know how I've left it like that. It really is the best tea I've ever had. Minnie's trying to sit on my backpack. It's so delicious. And the last part is 12 mix. Tag some people. So I don't actually know how many people... This tag's been going around for quite a while. So I feel like this is a bit of a cop-out when I'm like, oh, if you want to do this tag, then do it. Although I've just watched Simon's video where he was doing a cuppa and a catch-up saying, oh, if anyone's tagged me in any videos, let me know. Simon, you're tagged in this video. Anyone else that wants to do it, do it. It's quite enjoyable. It's a nice way to show off some of your books and things like that. So that's it from me today, guys. I hope you're all having a lovely Sunday. I've got a new top on. I've got new hair as well. It's all new. And yeah, I'll see you all again on Wednesday for another BookTube video. Oh, on Wednesday, it's my spring cozy reading night announcement, so be careful. Be sure to keep an eye out for that. And I'll see you all again soon. Goodbye.